saw everything happen. Video of Meg assaulting a 24-year-old employee during her wedding is shown by Ajay Mirpuri. With the publication of spare photos, the person responsible for the widely reported adjustments to Meghan Markle's bridesmaid gowns has come forward. Ajay Harry's insignia was revealed for the first time by Mary, who Prince Harry's names in his new biography, in an interview with the Daily Mail that was published on Tuesday. Mercury made it clear that Meghan engaged in outright bullying behavior, sung nothing but falsehoods and gibberish, and treated the seamstress and her belongings with abhorrence. Meghan was adamant that Charlotte and George be excluded from the wedding party, but Charles and the Queen forced her to include them because they are Harry's niece and nephew and are essentially paying for everything. Meghan didn't pay for the dress either because Charles purchased it, and she was constantly changing her mind about the style and design she wanted for the veil dress. This is why the veil dress was so poorly fitted, because it was essentially a last-minute piece put together as she was leaving for the wedding. The staff all agreed that Meghan enjoyed treating them like servants and constantly making fun of them while on their backs. "I'm glad my cousin left the situation, because the staff eventually gave them nicknames like the Director Duchess to beat meddlesome. Meghan and Miss Snobbish experience is also the cause of Meghan's entire inclusion on her and her blacklist. They never get in touch with the Duchess of Sussex, offer her collaboration, or even send her funding." In regards to Charlotte, Meghan made it painfully plain that she detested having to be a bridesmaid for her by continually making fun of and mocking her, especially while she was driving from home or school like any little child, a little untidy from having fun calling her fat and making fun of her voice. Charlotte told Meghan about how she had used a new auntie named Andy Pippa. Meghan then bragged about how much better this was than Pippa Middleton, whose pregnancy had been secretly announced at the time Catherine learned from Maria, who had seen it. Both women, including William, were incensed because Charlene had been brought to tears, but Meghan would later make fun of her for crying. Maroon. Ivy Jessica's daughter isn't a nice little girl whatsoever and was constantly rude to the women working on her dress fittings. When she arrived, Meghan definitely showed a lot of favoritism towards Ivy over Charlotte, and pitted them off against each other, saying that it was Ivy was going to be the best flower girl and that Charlie should learn how to be a proper girl behaves, basically encouraging Ivy to bully Charlotte, which she did. Charlie ended up getting pulled out of the fittings due to how Meghan and also Jess and Ivy were mocking and bullying her, which is the reason why Charlotte's dress didn't fit as proper measurements, as the seamstress had to use Florence to fine-cut some of the fitting of Charlotte's dress. Meghan had been rude to Catherine, Charlotte, and Maria for pretty much the whole thing, and a strong rumor is that one of the reasons that the Fab 4 summit was so tense, the shoes were a big issue for the British-born flower girl and their parents, as they really uncomfortable for them, but Meghan refused to let them wear tights or even socks and said that it was Jin and Zara staff, that this was what happens when you coddle children, they turn into horrible whiny brats.